Okay, here we are in a brand new video, and we are checking out our boy Cenobite, and in combination with the perk Boo, HEX Face the Darkness. What the perk does, when you injure a survivor, all other survivors outside of your terror radius will scream every 25 seconds, revealing their position or for 2 seconds. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but in combination with his lemon riddle, it's actually pretty huge. Because when you're holding the box, the survivor gets oblivious status. So there is a good chance that while they're doing this riddle, they will scream. And if not, you might just get a hunch of where the survivor is before he's doing the riddle. Right, he screams, you see who's got the riddle, and you also see the aura, so you can tell which survivor it is to a certain extent. So you can pre-position yourself to maybe use your ability to stop them doing the riddle. So that's pretty huge. In terms of protection, you could use it without it. But for me, the value just wasn't that consistent because Survivor on a higher level tend to find it even though it resets the position every time it gets activated. So I decided to go for a HEX Undying. Also, the ability that it shows you the Survivor's aura within adult totems is pretty neat as well. In addition, it doesn't only protect this Hex Totem, because I decided to also go for a Devour Hope here to potentially get 3 stacks and make Cenobite really deadly and put a lot of pressure onto the survivors, right? The case is here, we so far don't have any gen defense. This is why I made it like a huge Hex build itself. And also put in Pentimento, mainly just for the first stack there, where the survivor's repair speed is decreased by 30%. Usually they find one Hex totem or totem in general pretty fast, so you have a good chance of getting that started from the beginning. In terms of add-ons, just to complement the chance of Face the Darkness to disrupt Lemon Riddle solving survivor, we're going for Larry's Remains army there, and it just makes the riddle a little bit more difficult, just like the sentence. And as the second add-on, the Impaling Wire, in my opinion, one of his best add-ons. It makes it that a survivor that breaks a chain by the environment makes him target of a new chain, which is pretty huge. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out some gameplay and what Face the Darkness will do for us. We are starting the game on the corner, which makes it pretty obvious that we just can cycle around the map once, and we should find a survivor, right? Because they either spawn all together in the group or each separate, but either way they will spawn a good distance away from us. And here we actually were lucky enough to find our first target pretty fast. That's always a huge help if you don't play any early game builds that, for example, have a Lethal Pursuer or Hex Totem. And this is a nice easy down there. We didn't attempt to go for the teleport on the Lemon Riddle, just because it wouldn't have made any sense there. Obviously, in this case, we don't have a Face the Darkness active anymore because we down it instantly. Boom! Here we slap the Dwight and it gets activated again. I was so sure that Dwight's going for the safe, but no, he didn't want to trade there. He just kept on running. He's actually cycling around here. And here we see so beautifully the value of Undying. It's not only protecting the hex totems, it's also giving us vision. In the meantime, the survivor got unhooked and they even managed to do a generator, so it's actually not looking that good so far. Luckily, HEX FACE THE DARKNESS is still active, so it wasn't the worst case that the White didn't go down. Here we get our first scream, and we actually know now where our Lament Riddle is. Boom, well, there we go. We might not have been able to get the mag in time because she was doing the riddle for quite a while. So that's pretty huge. Yeah, by the way, she was screaming there because when you're holding up the lament box, you don't have a terror radius.
Now you must come with me.
No, she has to come with us, right? Like he says. So their beautiful HEX FACE THE DARKNESS value. Really nice. They managed to destroy our first hex totem, which obviously was Undying. So we go ahead and light it up with Pentimento, meaning they now have to either destroy it or they will do the generators 30% slower, which is pretty crazy. There was a little bit cautious because that mag in the lobby looked like she was a Prestige Hundo mag. Or she actually did look like it. She actually was a Prestige Hundo, right? There, the Dwight is being a little bit greedy, wanting to solve the Lament Riddle right in front of us. Unfortunately, you can't really get him here a nice amount. This was such a weird stun, right? The hit didn't connect on the mag, but we got stun pumped by the pallet. So weird. White's trying his best to escape from the flood of change, but in the end, he can't avoid us for long enough, and the chain hunt gets reset. Yeah, HEX FACE THE DARKNESS got activated by that. Because remember, the Dwight being injured was the one that activated it. But here, boom, we slam the mag and it gets activated again. So it's actually not really a big deal to start that perk. There the mag messed up the timing and needed to restart solving the riddle. I'm trying to get a chain on her, but thankfully the riddle got disrupted by our sweet hex totem, allowing us to grab the mag out of the locker there, which was pretty weird, right? Why would you go into a locker? By the way, this wasn't Hondo mag, the other one was. The mag with the more fancy dress. By now, they now know that there is a totem. A little bit of a unfortunate spawn there. When there are two stories, it's always a little bit rough in the middle of the action to get the proper spawn. Yeah, there she just messed up. If you Need to drop the pellets, basically a safe hit as a killer when you're doing it right. And you actually don't get stunned by it. So really cautious, being really cautious there. And yeah, we got rid of our first survivor there. Checking on the generator if there's zombies working on it. But no, so game is looking actually pretty good. We have 3 survivors left. And they still have 1 stack of Pentimento, meaning 30% reduced generator repair speed. So far, it doesn't look like we're getting a huge value out of Devour Hope. But you know, there are these games. You can't have everything going every game. Yeah, not sure what that was. Didn't really look like she dead-hearted. There was just checking if it's worth going for the riddle with our ability, but I figured she's way too far away to be getting this, so I just committed for the chase. And poor Dwight ran into us, right? Just was unfortunate casualty there. And he was way out of position there, so I figured gonna go for him. And there he messed up hugely, giving us basically a free down. And yeah. Also, a new spawn on HEX FACE THE DARKNESS. So you see, when you have multiple hex totems, it's really difficult for the survivors to keep track which one actually is Face the Darkness. And this was an unfortunate miss there, but I knew they know that there's a hex totem. And they also know that they have Pentimento, right? You see that when you're doing a generator for yourself and it's way slower, it only can't be Pentimento. So they obviously tried to get rid of that. They didn't realize that I lit up another totem, but that's actually Devour Hope. But yeah, this game is basically won, right? It's only 2 survivors left, 1 on the hook. And yeah, we don't really have to pressure more here. We could have also just camped, what I'm basically gonna do, just to secure the win and yeah, not drag out the game more than necessary. And yeah, just like that, Pentimento came in really handy, but for me, the star of the game definitely was HEX FACE THE DARKNESS, because without it, those 2 chain hunts wouldn't have appeared, and they make the chase so much easier and faster, which is really huge. Also, you, by giving away their positions, you know where the lament box might spawn. He was just checking the offerings to basically remind myself that they used hedge spawn in the beginning, and yeah, just like that, it's gone. Making it pretty easy to patrol these exit gates, because you don't need to go all the way up there to check the gate. You can just basically spawn in your ability. But yeah, that screaming mechanism from HEX FACE THE DARKNESS, which interrupts the survive from doing the lament box, and actually giving me the time and the possibility to catch them is just so huge. So with a certain protection, definitely can get it going real Might have a little bit overdone it here with actually going for 4 hex totems, but it definitely paid off because Pentimento itself is just so huge on gen defense, and when you go against better survivors, you at least need 1 gen defense perk in my opinion. So yeah, GG's I guess. So if you like the build, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all the good stuff. See you in the next one. Peace.